welcome to yet another live of me trying to wrap up Dragon's Fight. It's the name of this piece. It is a combination of a number of different styles. There's art schools that I'm studying and picking up along the way and trying to remix some of my old interests, old areas of study, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, I'm gonna try to bang out a quick little 15-20 minute live session for you. Been doing some pretty long ones. Maybe I'll get to here. Be nice if I could do this whole thing, but no, I'll probably do next time. Work day daddy today. Alright. So pretty much what I'm doing here is layering the parametric design of the piece. I use abstract expressionism to lay down the base layer that also acts as the grid for me to sculpt with parametric design and a bit of architectural drawing here. I'm trying to almost create this world for you to decode, and it's almost like a computer metaverse kind of thing, a town in itself, a language in itself that has a bit of this street style to it, and mixing a bit of calligraphy, strokes, and it's a whole lot of going on here, and it's all coming together for you live today. If you have any more questions, please drop them in the comments. I usually sometimes will go quiet if I can. Usually I play some music for everyone, but I've been getting dinged with my music for copyright, so I gotta figure out a way. Start making my own AI music. I feel like that defeats the purpose of doing all of this. If anything, the AI has been kind of fun and helping me out edit the videos, the long live sessions, man. That's so cool of YouTube to have the AI pick out a snippet of the video that you can use it as a short for you. That's brilliant. Thank you, YouTube. Because a lot of artists are just on the go with the stuff. We wish we had our own private social media manager that could do this stuff, because it's kind of mandatory now for artists to have a presence online, otherwise they can't exist. Even with just gallery power, everyone's right to exist now depends on having a social media phone. Kind of crazy. And trust me, I love social media, but that's one of the aspects that I sort of sometimes, not that I judge it, I love doing this. With the lives are kind of cool. I never thought I would like it. There's a bit of this feeling. It's like a mixed bag of feelings, right? When you do lives, Sometimes you feel like you're just kind of a performing artist, and to some people that's what they are. They identify themselves as that. Um, for a lot of artists, even though they see their work as a performance, they don't see it as a performing act for others to witness. You know what I mean? They see their work as something that's very private, something very dear to their hearts. So I had a bit of mixed feelings coming into this. There's also the power of secrecy, right? A lot of good art, a lot of famous artworks and famous artists, if you want to gauge the performance through that, um, a lot of them just resided on mystery, right? The mystery of people not knowing how they made a certain artwork, drew in a certain power to the work. That mystery people thrive on, right? But even though I'm showing you this, and I feel like I'm just kind of, in a way, showing off my progress or my process, to me, it doesn't feel like, oh my god, this is mine, I need to keep it. I'm confident enough in the fact that what I developed, me personally, feels like something I built for myself, and the work that I'm doing is for the work itself to scope through me in a way. So I'm just that kind of person who has their values aligned with the fact that what I'm creating here is already, the value is there in the creation itself. Um, of course, I'm doing this for YouTube and blah blah blah. If you, again, if you want to have the other conversation where you either identify yourself as an artist or an influencer, that's another topic for conversation. But I think at the end of the day, we have to create and we have to share the work. We have to get the work in front of an audience. There's that we do have to live by as an artist, as much as art is a land with no rules, technically, you know. And the more rules they are, sometimes it serves as limitation. But to be honest, to a true artist, no rules is really a limitation. You can either use it as a crutch, you could either use it as a standard to break. To the artist, to them to like really make true revolutionary work that's rebellious, that speaks a certain truth that needs to be said and it's not being said at the time. The, there's literally no way to define a manifesto or any art school that can sort of like come in and say this was our um, doing in creation. You know what I mean? Like everything is just constantly evolving, and again, a true artist will make anything of what's available to them. You know? There's a lot of AI talk right now, right? But like again, that stuff doesn't necessarily scare me because that's one way the AI is helping me out personally as an artist who's doing this live. helping me edit, right? But let's say you're an artist or just someone who was limited to creating at one point. I was going crazy on Midjourney trying to make visuals and stories because I literally had my kids and I just had no way of getting downstairs or whatever you want to call it. If you want to say it, it's an excuse, yeah, to a certain extent. But I was very curious at the time with Midjourney, and I wanted to try to create cool stuff on there, and it was fun. It was exciting, and I saw a purpose to it because, like, at the time, I literally could just hold a baby. I had two babies at one point, and I was a stay-at-home dad. So, in order for me to create and utilize my creative energy and time, I used AI for a bit to just go down that rabbit hole and got into writing more and contextualizing the work that I already do. And so I think everything has its purpose. I think everything will have its reason for doing. It will always just depend on us humans to derive value from that experience, right? I mean, if you're tuning into the live, if you're there, um, look at that. You're tuning in through technology from any point in the world. You're watching a guy with a calligraphy pen that's as ancient as humanity draw on a canvas. As one art critic once said, mummies were wrapped in canvases to preserve the body. The canvas is such a symbolic part of our society. It's a fiber of our existence in so many levels, right? It's through the canvas that we created sailboats to explore the world. And it's just the weaving of human creation. So take it for what it is, folks. We're getting close to having to wrap it up over here. Is your boy has to go to work today. Maybe they'll come in tonight, afternoon.